sense because OG, like, they're definitely playing this more like assassin style. They've got to kill this Prophet, this Nyx. They're pretty susceptible to burst, you know. I actually kind of like this. I can't think of a better pick for Thompson here.
We see Limp and S4 are debating who's playing what.
10 seconds.
Who is playing which one? Because we know both can play both, right?
Yes.
5 seconds.
But shouldn't it be S4 on the Timber?
I mean, if they put Timber mid, then Tiny's gonna have a really bad time, I assume.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, Void Spirit wouldn't do nearly as well against Ricky, so they just have to decide who to shut down, and they're gonna go for offlane Timber, or at least S4 is playing it. I guess my viewpoint is I don't know if Thompson is gonna have an excellent laning stage either way, but he does provide a lot of burst damage, and if he gets Blink at a good time, he's gonna destroy Prophet across the map, and he should be able to pressure the PA and maybe the Timber as well, and get some really crucial kills. So it's the tempo kind of hero that they need. Maybe OG can win it, but I like Alliance Draft better.
All right, thank you very much, Purge. Kyle, your thoughts?
Could go either way. OG need to play a very specific game style to win. The Riki and Tiny have to get over-farmed, and the team fights have to be centered around Bruce Split. You know, Timber's annoying to deal with. You throw him up in the air, you go for the squishy supports, PA is low damage early on. It's certainly possible. I'd favor Alliance a bit, but anybody's game.
I'm going Alliance, you know. I went against them game number 1, and I shouldn't have, you know, being the Alliance fangirl that I am, but I take a look at what they've got in the lineup. I see that they have an Aegis Prophet. I like the Timber Saw. It just kind of makes sense to me, so I'm going Alliance.
All right, let's see who gets the lanes they want, and let's see who can set the tempo for this second game of this best of 3 series. We're heading over to OD Pixel and BSJ.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, so Brian, we've heard what the panels had to say. What are some of your thoughts looking at the two drafts we have coming into this game too between OG and Alliance? Thompson bringing the Tiny mid back. Is it going to work?
I'm just coming from the perspective of Ricky, where I've played this hero a lot this patch, and it feels like anytime you're dealing with the early tower pressure, you just lack any wave clear or anything you can really do to stop it yourself. And he's dealing with a 5-position Nature's Prophet and a Timber, who should be able to play up in his face for pretty much the entire early game, and there's not too much Ricky can do to change that. I think it's a lot going to be on Thompson to snowball the map control. We've seen Thompson at TI do the whole phase boots, run around, never stop killing people strat, and I think he's going to have to get some crucial kills early, because PA is one of Ricky's worst matchups in the carry role. Ricky never really wants to buy MKB, and PA is also one of the few carries that can burst him in a matter of seconds before he gets that tricks of the trade-off.
Seconds to battle.
And sort of, you know, Tiny in this meta and as a hero, you know, why is this something that a lot of teams aren't picking? Like, what are sort of the downsides of Tiny? What does he not offer that so many other mids do in this patch?
I honestly think he's an okay hero. I just think he enables a lot of mid laners like Storm, who don't necessarily have the strongest levels like 1 through 3, that they would kind of just free farm. And that if you pick Tiny too early in the draft, it would hand a perfect game to the opponent. So in this case, Void Spirit's more of a very reliable laner. He kind of gets a decent start no matter what matchups he's in. So in this, like, he's more about enabling himself as the Tiny than it is about worrying about the farm of the opponent mid.
We'll see how well Limp's able to do here in this mid matchup against the Tiny. And sort of overall then, do you have a draft here that you do prefer coming into this game too?
I would much prefer to be the PA
Yeah.
on Alliance's draft. I think Nico Baby last game surprised a lot of us with his ability to basically just do as much damage and be as tanky as he was on Weaver. And a lot of that was on the back of the space that S4 made for him. And I think we're kind of seeing a similar recipe here. I think S4 should have a great early game. It's not going to be until later they can deal with Timbersaw. And PA's really only weakness is the same as Ricky. She lacks wave clear early, and she hates to have people playing up in her face and running at her.